Hi guys, PJ back again, taking a look at the PC release of Jurassic World Evolution. Now, yeah, this game has been out for a couple of months now, and I'm a little bit late to the party with it, but as per usual, I'm going to quickly go through all the settings and options the game has got, have a quick run through of how well the game runs on this type of system, and give you a very fast opinion. And by fast opinion, I mean 60 seconds or less, whether you think it's any good. Now, the credentials to the game are pretty good. It's made by Frontier, very famous for Elite Dangerous, and of course they know the PCs. They're pretty good at PC stuff, so I wouldn't expect any major problems with this game. So loading into it, straight off the bat here, we have, as you can see, a 16:9 display instead of a 21:9 display. But when you go in game, I'm pretty sure that widens out, so it's not really an issue. Now, I've got on-screen display running, as you can see, so we can keep an eye on everything from GPU to CPU load, frame rate, the lot. Yeah. Now, the game is a construction game. You know, it's very much like your Tropicos of the world and your SimCity. It's all building type thing. You have to build a park, okay? But it is quite graphically nice. So let's dive straight in and have a look at those options and settings right now. So, settings, here we go. Now, you will have noticed there was a continue option. Yeah, I've had a little dabble with this and I had a quick go at gameplay, so I've not gone into this one blind. I've spent a couple of hours with it and had a look at the mechanics, so sort of 2 to 3 hours gameplay is what I'll base my final sort of thoughts on this, if you were. No, I've not gone all the way through it and completed it, but I've got a good idea and a grasp on, you know, what this game's all about. Anyway, let's start quickly with the PC specific stuff and what options and stuff we've got. So, gameplay. You got all sorts of weird stuff. You got help tips and whatever you can disable, and they're just little prompts that pop up and tell you pretty obvious things, to be honest with you. I mean, the first time after playing it, you won't need them on. You can just toggle them off. Okay. We have icon settings here, as you can see, for all the different ones. Speaks for itself, really. It's just labelling items. Fade for the icons. I mean, it's a little bit over the top. You don't really need it because on and off would have probably done. But still, it's nice. Where are we? If we scroll down, have we got a down? Will it go down? No, it looks like it will scroll down, but it doesn't go down. So that's the bottom one there. There's no, so let me absolutely sure it doesn't go down. No, that's it. It doesn't go down. So the bottom one here is focus on selected buildings. This is not a slider. It doesn't go down. If you're wondering about gamepad support, it does support gamepad. Yes, I mean it is actually on the consoles as well, but obviously this type of game is far better played on a mouse keyboard. It's much easier to control and navigate the menus with a mouse and keyboard. Obviously if you're running your PC on a TV, yeah, fair enough, you've got controller support there. DS4, Xbox One, take your pick really. They all seem to work. Steam controller works, so all good. Right, if we go back, I'll leave display and graphics to the last because they're normally the larger ones to cover. Audio. Now, your main volume, your music, your sound effects and your voice volumes. You've got mute vehicle radio, because obviously when you're in the little Jeeps and everything it can have a radio. Cinematic subtitles on and off, accessibility on and off there. You've got your mute on voice audio during conversations. Now this is a good one, this bottom one here, you can mute the licensed music. So if you are a streamer, or indeed like this particular video, you can upload it to YouTube. You haven't got to worry about the Jurassic Park fanfare that the movies play, because obviously that is licensed music, it's copyrighted music, and you will get a strike against you if you stream or upload it. So you can toggle it on and off. Got a ticket, it toggles it off, which is what I've done there, and it will stop the Jurassic Park fanfare. We all know what it sounds like anyway, so it's not really something you're going to miss, is it? Okay, so back. We have controls, like I was saying, keyboard and mouse. And there we go. There's all your options. I won't read them all out. I'm sure you're quite capable of seeing them all there. You can zoom up and down on each in particular one there. It is your standard keys as you would expect. They do work really well, so not much point in changing them personally. You may disagree. You may want a different setup, but there they all are. Feel free to pause the video, have a look and look at a certain area. You can invert all your axis there and everything. Sensitivity. Keep scrolling down. Gyrospheres, helicopters, etc. etc. go. So, take photo. Yeah, it is pretty photogenic, this game. You could definitely take some snaps of it and upload them to your Steam account. Gamepad. Well, there's your basic controls. It does show an Xbox One controller, so, you know, sort of default, isn't it? Let's go back. Car controls. There we go. Got photo, look, built in straight away. It's only on the D-pad. I don't want to put it there. Oh well. Helicopter. There we go. Next, dot rifle control. Fairly straightforward stuff. Like I said, if I'm going too fast, just pause the video, not a problem. Don't particularly want the video to be half an hour long, just covering all the settings and options. Invert, yes, no, etc, etc. I've looked for all those. Gyrosphere. They're quite fun to run around in, actually, the gyrospheres. Vibration on and off. Basic stuff. Let's go back again. Right, if we go display. Now, obviously, this will depend on your monitor or TV. As you can see there, I'm running this on an Asus ROG GTX 1060 6GB, and it is running the factory overclock. So it's in game mode, as it were. Default resolution for my monitor is there. Yes, I tried it on a 4K telly. Yes, it supports all the way up to that. Not a problem. Your standard ones are also there. So there's normal 1080p for you guys with 16:9 monitors. You got 900p and 720p as well, you know, the common ones. We go down to, see, 1024 with 7680 is your lowest. Okay, well, it is for me on this monitor, but I think it is across the board. So refresh rate depends what your monitor supports, obviously. VSync, yeah, you really want that on. Little screen to, but we'll turn it off so we can see the FPS in game. Yeah, no point in having that on. We won't be able to read out, will we? So what I'll do, I'll crank that up to 75 as well, which is an overclock for this particular monitor. You guys with 144s and stuff will know all about that. Apply. Yes, keep those settings. Let's go back. Graphics. Okay, so we're on a custom preset, and lowest, low, medium, high, ultra, and then custom. I'll start at the top and work backwards. I don't know if you guys do, but I like something to look nice, and then dial a few bits back, such as shadow quality, etc. if you're struggling a bit. So shader quality, I think that's the max. Yeah, low, medium, high. And this one the same. Low, medium, high. Yeah. Anti-aliasing, what we got? TAA, off, upscale TAA, and normal TAA. Okay. Post-process, we've got high, low, off. Atmospheric quality, high, low, and off. Ambient occlusion, we have high, medium, low, and off. Oh, and ultra. So the ultra preset that I had on, I didn't set that to ultra, did it? Different. Global illumination, we got low, we got off, high, low, and off. Okay. Screen space reflections, is it on and off? It is. Now that's a taxing one, so if you're struggling a little bit, turn that off. Okay. Geometry detail, do we have an ultra? We have a very high. Very high. There you go. Foliage detail, low, medium, high. Shadows, off. Lowest, low, medium, high, very high. Yeah, very high is your top one. Water quality, low, medium, high, ultra. They mix these up a lot, don't they? They don't seem to just do low, medium and high and then an ultra if it's a better one. They're all over the place. Wind, we have low, just low and high, that's all. And rain, low, high. Yeah, that's it. Again, can't scroll down. Nothing's going down. No down. That is it. That's everything. So if we go back, what else have we got to cover? Screen setup. It's literally brightness, and if obviously you're running HDR, if you want to delve into that with PC and try and struggle past it and get it working, because let's face it, it's a pain. right, that is it. Shall we have a quick look at the game, see how it runs? Might as well.
Hello. May I say welcome? My name is Dr. Ian Malcolm. You may have heard of me. Well, correction, you should have heard of me, especially now that you're here. So before you are the islands that you need to manage, if you can. The 5 deaths. Jeez, if only there had been 5.
Okay, and we're in. There we go. So that's pretty much ultra quality that you see there. And we're at 35, 36 FPS. Consoles run at a loose 30 to give you an idea. PS4 Pro, Xbox One X use high presets generally for their graphics. No ultra. So, you can zoom all the way out, look, and zoom all the way in. Now, generally, I'm not very good at these type of games, Tropico and stuff, so I did have somebody else set this up for me to get it going. If we come on to the actual game itself, I mean, you can see people, we can zoom right in. There you go, if you want to watch them get eaten or whatever. There. So 43 FPS zoomed in there, look. So sort of 34-ish if you're on a 1060 or roughly around there is about the lowest. CPU usage is minimal, as you can see, but it is designed to run on the consoles. They have a netbook CPU, so obviously that really would factor in, let's face it. GPU usage, yeah, that's pretty much there. We're at 99%, so it's expected. The game itself, right, really quick overview, won't bore you any longer as it were. It is good. If you like world building games, park building games, roller coaster tycoon, that type of thing, Tropico, that sort of stuff, it's good. There's an awful lot to it. You probably start out with the herbivores, and yeah, you can even do sort of, how can I put it, enhanced versions. So you can make your own, do the DNA traits and stuff, and actually make them a bit custom, if you like. Herbivores though don't draw the people too well, so you're going to want to get onto your carnivores. Couple of things to bear in mind, as I found out. Your carnivores will eat your herbivores. Now each one of these obviously has a cost to it, so bear that in mind. And the carnivores, well, they like to break out of the fences an awful lot. Now if they do that and they start eating the spectators, doesn't go too well, as you can imagine. But can we have a look for a dinosaur? Can we see one? Here we go. Let's see how near we can get. So we've got a few here, I can say. There's a Triceratops, is it? Yeah, there we go. There's Triceratops for you to look at. The camera sort of follows it round, or you can free cam it like so. So you can take pictures, like I was saying, which is quite a nice thing to do. You can genetically alter your dinosaurs, like I just mentioned, so if you make one that looks a bit weird, you can take a picture of it. Just watch how you're doing it with your money and stuff, because it's very easy to spend very quickly and then not earn the money back quick enough, which is a trait I always fall into. Around the camera again. There we go. So yeah, quite good looking even close up. A lot of these building games, when you zoom in, they look blocky and horrible. Not this one. Really nice. Runs really well, as you can see. Overall, as a building game, if you're into a building game, I'd rate this pretty highly. I mean, I have played Tropicos and SimCities, and I've played the latest Tropico, in fact. I'd give this a really solid 8 out of 10 for a world building game. It's a different take, and it's got all the voice actors out the movie, or quite a lot of the voice actors out the movie as well, so that they've spent the money. Frontier have definitely spent the money. You might want to take a look at it and see what you think. So yeah, I'll give this a decent rating. I'd say go buy it. It's cheap enough on the CDPs and places like that. The key retailers, they're cheap. So give it a try. Many hours. It takes a lot. Like I say, I'm not going to do a full review and show you how the whole game works. No. I think it's worth it. I've played 2 or 3 hours of it, and it seems pretty good. So there you go, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll catch you again next time.
Let's focus on what you're here to do, which is create dinosaur facilities on the islands we call the Five Deaths. Actually, Las Cinco Muertes, because Spanish is the lingo of choice around here. You'll need to connect it to the pre-existing network of paths and the power grid. Now comes the real test, incubating a dinosaur. You'll start with a Struthiomimus. Select the creation lab and pick a hatchery bay. There's enough genome data for your first viable dinosaur.
Machinations of the ambitious, undoing extinction, playing with nature's laws. What can possibly go wrong?
Come on, Doctor. You know we've learned so much, and invested even more in our Jurassic operations since the last time.
Yes, Mr. Finch, yes, the last time. There's always a last time. And a next. Precious moment, the result of incalculable actions and reactions, trials and errors, genetic mutations and unknowable combinations, chaos, all leading to a living, breathing, thinking being, an entity, distinct and unique, and now we, you, just manufacture them. So, well done. I guess.
Look, everyone's fear object, myself included, is to have these animals running free and loose in the park. But we can't exploit them globally without taking some chances.
Contracts can be requested from the division heads inside the control room. Complete these to increase your reputation and gain additional revenue to keep expanding your park. So, one more thing. Your reputation. Your rep, quote unquote. Keep an eye on it, okay? If you have a solid reputation with a division, you're more likely to benefit from them. Financially, I mean. But, like life, it's a balancing act. Each division is vying for your attention, and if they don't get it, they tend to take it personally. Well done. And you'll notice absolutely no hint of sarcasm. Unless you listen real closely. So, what I meant to say is that completing that contract has raised your standing. Your reputation, if you will, with the security division. This means they'll be willing to give you more difficult missions. Good! Your first expedition team is out. They'll bring back what they find to the Fossil Center for extraction.
is something we simply cannot ignore when it comes to our operations. Without power, we don't have any power.
And what you get, they're very rarely the same thing. And that's what so many scientists seem to understand. It's part of the process. They're not afraid to give up control, to embrace the chaos. And you appear to have done just that.